Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Monty, and as a matter of fact, did you know Kelly Clarkson, who was the first American Idol winner, turned down two full ride scholarships, one to the University of Texas at Austin and one to the prestigious Berklee College of Music to become a telemarketer and a waitress in LA to pursue her music career. Think it turned out all right for old Kelly Clarkson. She's I just had to give her a shout out. To Kelly Clarkson's voice, man, they don't be talking about her enough, but that girl could sing the phone book. Kelly Clarkson has got an amazing. I love Kelly Clarkson. So shout out, man. That's really pursuing your dreams. I mean, she had it two full ride joints. Berklee College of Music. We'll have to. I need to get somebody from Berklee on this show just to tell y'all how prestigious that is, and the University of Texas, turning them down to really grind and believe in your dream. I mean, that's the stuff they make movies out of. So shout out Kelly Clarkson. And she got a talk show, all that stuff. Yeah, I think she still does. Yeah. So anyway, okay, guys, this is not a video breakdown, but this is my video breakdown look because I want y'all to see something on video. So I got to kind of do it this way. But this is still the regular show. Got video breakdowns coming though this week as well. So I wanted to talk. I told y'all in one of these last episodes how, um, I could never be a food critic because I'm just not. I don't like enough foods to really be able to give somebody a well-rounded review of what foods is and stuff. I'm very picky with my stuff, but I'm not picky with my music. That's why, if I ever maybe thought about it, I could maybe be a music critic one day. But anyway, I'm just saying, you got to have a palate to really just kind of be out there and trying things and listening to things. And so for me, with classical music and the arts and things like that, I I started out as a kid playing piano music and well, I mean, first started out probably playing drums at church. I think that became first, but um, even before I was playing drums, when we were kids, young kids, which I don't know what's happened to this generation. I don't, but we would take like they used to have the fans and the fans, the little fans with the stick on them, and then like the fans would break or they would kind of be torn up a little bit. So we would take the sticks from the fans and play drums. So there'd be like a stack of fans at my old church at New Hope, and then there'd be like a bunch of like sticks. Cause then we come into church, me and my friends, and we would just play on the pews while the drummer was playing. And finally, you get a little older, you could play the drums. That was big time. But then I also started taking piano lessons, and so in piano lessons is really where I was exposed um, to classical music and to because I had all the pieces I learned were classical music. So Beethoven, Bach, Mozart, all of these ones. And let me do a side note too, because a lot of people will come and ask me, hey, can you give my kid music lessons? And this is what I always say. It's just like, I think people ask me that and then they think I'm going to have some magic thing to give their kid that'll make them learn piano. And there's no magic to it. There's no tricks. Because you really just have to put in the work in the practice. And I tell people all the time, like I didn't meet with my teacher but one time a month, and I mean one time a week, and the rest of the week I had to practice. So I was coming to her basically for review. She wasn't, and if I was good enough, she'd pick some pieces and we do a recital at some point. But really, um, I had to put in the work, and it got to the point where we had this good rhythm. She just kind of critiqued something I was doing, but you got to put in the work. So when I say that, I be like telling parents the beauty of it is now you can do this for free because YouTube has there's literally 20,000 music teachers out there and will teach you everything that I learned without having to pay a teacher, without having to pay for books and all that stuff. But you got to make your kid. I had to practice an hour every day before I could play with my friends. Like that was the deal, and that's really it. This is technology now, so you don't really need a music teacher. Is not going to really do no more than what in person that the person in YouTube. And when you want to really get good, you can kind of take from there depending on your ear. But that's what practicing is. That's not. There's no way around it. There's no trick. There's no oh You see these, sometimes I do see these YouTube ones. I'll make you learn, you can learn the piano in 3 hours. No, you can't. No, unless you really have a gift and you're a savant at it, you're not going to learn the piano in 3 hours. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So I would practice these pieces and over and over and practice and practice. And I hate that I don't read music no more. Like, it would take me so long. I really need to get back into that because I was reading sheet music. So it'd be these sheet music and these books. And then that was kind of when me and my teacher kind of parted because my musical ear became so good that I didn't really pay attention to the sheet music because she used to play shout out Miss Eisner. She used to play the piece for me, and then I would listen to what she played, and then I would go home and try to read the music. But then my ear got so good, she would play it, and I could just memorize what she played, and I wasn't really. And she knew it, so then she kind of told my parents, his ear is so good now. He's just so anyway, and which playing by ear, of course, is very crucial if you're gonna play in church because church is not like you know sheet music. Church is just somebody getting up singing, and you got to be able to know how to play. So again, I'm getting sidetracked. This is about the arts. So, but that's where was my first real experience with classical music and all that. All that. You know what I'm saying? Played a bunch of pieces. One of them pieces too I played. There's a piece called Night in Tunisia. It's like a jazz piece, which for my teacher who was very conservative was like, oh, okay, finally we're gonna do something. I remember that piece because it was very jazzy, and I really enjoyed that one. And that's really kind of when I started taking steps more toward developing my ear as well. But then, you get older, rap comes out, and I stopped playing piano for a while. I would still play drums in church, but I didn't play piano really. So, and you just listen to other music now. And my white friends got rock and roll, and we were listening to that. And, so I kind of got away from classical music all the way up until college. And when I got into college, I took a course. I had a job, and some people know at Michigan State, and I'm sure at every university they have some form of this probably. But at Michigan State they call it the physical plant. And what you did, it was a great. If you could get this gig, it was very good because you could work. It was great pay, and it was after hours, so to speak. So you had all day if you had to do other things and study and go to class. So you would work and clean up the buildings on campus. And so you would get assigned this building. I had this lady, Miss Carter. Shout out Miss Carter. She got me in because it was very hard to get in. But she would go to our church and she was like over it. And so she hooked me up. And she hooked me up with the best job too because you had to clean the math building, with all these different buildings. I got assigned the art building. And man, oh man, the best. Because this is why the art building was best. Because first of all, even cleaning the full shift, it would only take like an hour and a half, to clean all the bathrooms, do all the stuff, right? All these floors. And it was a couple other guys, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't have that big a building. And then the beauty of this is why everybody loved the job is that you had to stay for 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. But once you was done cleaning, you could just study or do whatever you wanted to do, but you had to, you had to punch in and then punch out, So, if you did, you weren't supposed to leave, but if you leave, you better make sure you was back to punch out. And so the best part about the art building, though, was that so many times you go in to clean a classroom and they'd have just a mess all over the place. So you would think it would be really troublesome. But like the professor or the kids would be like, custodians, don't touch anything. This is art. Don't throw this away. We were like, bet. Close the door. I ain't got to clean that room. Oh, man. It was cream cheese working at that spot because so much of the stuff we couldn't clean because they didn't want us to touch nothing. We like, you got it. And so it was great. But the only thing was, again, it was like, it was late. So, I would get home like at 3 a.m, working these shifts. And I'd never forget my boss that worked there, the first week I worked there, he was like, let me tell you something. He's like, you work this kind of shift, you're never going to be the same again. Like the way you stay up and sleep and all that. And he was definitely right because before that, I wasn't just like a stay up late night owl person, but that definitely made me a night owl. So in doing that, when I would get home, I'm getting home at like 3 a.m, I can't just, go right to bed. I got to wind down. Now, again, this is in the late 90s. So there's not no internet, all that stuff yet. So you still got TV, and so nothing is really on TV. TV really wasn't even like really 24-hour like that yet. It was getting there. It was a couple of channels be on, but not much. And so I remember like you would flick through. There's just nothing to just kind of relax and kind of wind down to. Ain't no sports on because it's 3 in the morning. And then I would find this channel on PBS, Public Broadcasting Station, and it was called Classic Arts Showcase. And you would just put it on, and it ran only from like 1 a.m. to like 4 a.m., something like that. So it was in that time frame I got home. And it would just be random things. It would be like an opera, you know what I'm saying? Or, it would just be like this symphony playing, or it'd just be this guy playing the trumpet. It was all this classical art stuff from like old back in the day. And it'd be these like amazing performances at Radio City Music Hall or in Berlin or Italy. And they would always kind of, this is like back when music videos was big. So at the end, they would like give the credit, on the video, like, where it was. And I used to love that. And it would be so random. It wouldn't be like, tonight we're going to showcase saxophone play. It would just be anything. I would just turn on and it literally could be anything. And it never repeated, always different. And that's what I would watch to kind of wind down and chill out and just kind of, and I loved it. It really made me fall back in love with like classical music and the arts, not just piano stuff, but it'd be like ballets, people, doing, just, Swan Lake, all this stuff. And I was like, yo, this is really, really dope. Again, wasn't nothing else to watch anyway, but I really started to get into it. So that's the reason why I'm doing this like a video breakdown. I'm going to show you. So years go by, college, and I kind of forgot about it after a while. After I stopped, I worked that job a couple years. I kind of forgot about it because I wouldn't be up that late no more. And that's the only time I remember PBS. I wouldn't even watch PBS that much. And then, I don't know, a couple years ago, I thought about Classic Art Showcase, and I remember like trying to look up PBS, and I didn't see it nowhere. But man, shout out to whoever did this. So let's go right here, man. Let's change the look. You can just type in on the internet classicartsshowcase.org, and they're running it on a shout out to these people. So this is what I'm talking about. This is some lady singing. It'd be stuff like this. She just So hold on. So this was La Boheme by Giacomo Puccini from 1858 to 1924. I guess that's when he lived. And it is saying, oh yes, Renata Tebaldi. I do know Renata Tebaldi, great soprano singer from not just past, that's 2004, but 1922 to 2004. The Firestone Orchestra, 1959, that's when they did this. The Golden Age of Singing Ballet. See, stuff like that. I used to love like the credits. So she's singing La Boheme. So you could just go here and just check out. Let me see, like, can I speed up? Sometimes the player just be playing and don't let you do nothing. See more singing. Who is this? I don't know who this is. Let me see if I can go see who this is. I keep moving. Sorry, y'all. I don't know. Let me see if I can. I might have to go back out because I try to have it ready. Here, wait, let me go out. So again, you go to Classic Arts Showcase. There it is right there. So this is Classic Arts Showcase, now online. I still go here. I love this so much. So you just click on this right here. Okay. She wearing that hair too. My lover has gone to the death. Okay, so it was always, it's different kind of things. It just depends on, what you're watching at the time. Okay, we appreciate that. But that is That's what I would watch. And it, like I said, that just happened to be two singers right there. I'm telling you, it'll be a symphony, it'll be orchestra, it'll be anything. It'll be a musician just playing, you know what I'm saying, a trumpet. I mean, so many different things. And to just kind of, wow, there's other music out here. Now, again, people are very much regimented with the music they like. I understand that. Not everybody, again, it's like me with food. I can't eat everything. I don't want to even try everything. I understand. But if you ever are just interested in, let me check this out. Let me listen to this for a little bit. That's what that's for. Classic Art Showcase. That's the best one. I mean, you can go on YouTube and try to look stuff up. I just love the randomness of Classic Art Showcase. I have no idea what's playing at the moment. They're not like, let's vote on this and play. No, you just gonna pop in and that's what they're gonna be rocking with at the time. It's just really, I'm so glad they kept it going because I don't think it's on PBS no more. But I appreciate whoever's running that. I probably need to give a donation to them or whatever so they keep it going. Because, again, now I talked about in the last episode, music on demand, which I do love. I love being able to just pull up music when I want and listen to it. But I do like that random. See, that's the thing too, man. Like, we don't have this no more, but y'all know, some of y'all know. So let's go back when you came home from school back in the day in the 90s, 2000s, 106 in Park, whatever, TRL. You would come and you would want to see the countdown because you didn't have the control over the music you have now. So, it was that anticipation what's going to be in the top 10. It's the same thing it was for me because I'd be like, what are they going to put out here? What kind of music, and it's always professional. It's always beautiful. Again, this is not a video breakdown, but let me go back to it one more time. I just want to just, she's talking about old boy she was messing with. Okay, so what is this? Okay, hold on. Okay. See, what is this? This is just a guy with a saxophone? Where is he, in Budapest? I don't even know where he is. Just walking. Oops. Ah! What is that? See what I'm talking about? What is that? Okay, that's a violin or a viola one. See what I'm saying? They be jazzing it up now, They got respect for the jazz artists too. I don't know what he's playing. It's kind of a xylophone, but that's a different sound. I wonder if they got credits at the start. I just need to see. Hold on. I know, y'all, this is not supposed to be no video breakdown. Okay. Lakatos. Hold on, give me that back. The Bird in the Dust, Roby Lakatos violin, Kalmus Chesky piano, Ernest Bango, Cymbalon. That's what that must be. Laszlo Boni violin and Oscar Nemeth double bass. I told y'all that double bass ain't no joke. I say Budapest? I said Budapest. Look at that. I just guessed it. I got to go to Budapest. Shout out. Okay. All right. That's enough. Because this is not a video breakdown. But, man, okay. The Lord wants me to go to Budapest. I hear you, Lord. I'm going to go. Man, that was dope. But see what I'm talking about? So we had two opera singers. Then they had a jazz group from Budapest. I don't know, man. This me. The music is me, and I love stuff like that. Just, some old jazz group I could rock with that all day. So anyway, that's it, man. I just wanted to expose y'all to that. So if you ever think about tapping into the arts a little bit more, young people, you want to get interested in the arts. I mean, it's just beautiful music. It's not, that lady was talking about something with her lover and the devil, but usually it's fine. It's positive. It's good. It's usually good. But check that out. All right, shout out. That's what got me through them shifts, man. Because I'd be going through it, and I'd be coming home. My sister had a thing. She was always talking in her sleep when I would come home. That was really weird too. But that's how you would get back. That would take the edge off. So shout out to the people that do Classic Art Showcase. Give y'all a showcase here. This is the Music Manor. I'm Monty, guys. You know what I want to do to see you next time. Please be blessed. Stay sharp.